Since 2019, Microsoft has continued to expand on the data types you can utilize to get real-time information. You can access the data types option by going under the data tab and hitting the more button, and you get a list of options. Now, currently, Microsoft is offering stocks, currencies, and geography. There are a number of other data types as well, such as locations, medical, space, yoga, universities, and so on. Now, how exactly do we link this data type to the internet to get real-time information? So I have a few subsets of data over here where we have a list of countries, list of companies, and a list of cities. So let's see how we can get real-time information on these data sets. Let me highlight the countries first. And if I go in the data tab, I select the data type as automatic. Let's see what happens. Excel is working its magic. And now you see an icon before each and every country. And if I select the icon for Denmark, I get this information, which includes the full name, the nationality, internet code, and so on. I also get information about the geography, what's the capital city. I get information around demographics just with the click of a button. I get economic information as well. And there are a number of other pieces of information I can gather with the click of a button. Now let me select the entire data set again, and let me click the Insert Data button that appears after selecting the list. I have a number of options available. Let's say I'm interested in getting the country code of each and every country. I'll hit this button and I get the country codes. So let me call this column country code. If I select the list again, and this time I'm interested in finding the flags for every country, I get the flags just like that. And let's try one other option. Let's say I'm interested in getting the GDP of every country, and I get the GDP of each and every country as well. So rather than doing the search for each and every country separately on the internet, you can just link the data to the internet and get real-time information. Similarly, we have a list of companies over here. So if I go back in my data tab, go to the data types, and I select the stock option over here, it's going to convert my data set into stocks. Let's see what happens. So it was able to associate every company to a stock symbol other than Ford. So let me select Ford manually over here. And now I have a ticker symbol for each and every company. Let's see the options that I get for stock data. I get the percentage change. I get the number of employees. Let's say I'm interested in finding the number of employees for every company. So I'll just hit this button. It takes a bit of time, but then it populates. Alibaba has 245,700 employees in our data set. Let's look at one other option. Let's try it again. So if I go back in my insert data option, let's say I'm interested in finding the percentage change in stock price over the past 1 day for our data set. I'll just remove the field error on this cell because there's no associated stock name. So I get the percentage change for this data set. Let me add another column here to have some partition between the data sets. My last data set is listing some cities. So I'll select this data set. I'll go in the data types option and I'll select this as cities. Excel is smart enough to identify that there are a number of cities named London in the world. So Excel is asking me which city am I interested in. Let me select London, the capital of United Kingdom. Same with Washington. I'll just select the first one over here, Paris. I'm interested in the capital of France. I'm interested in the German Berlin. So I get all these cities. Let's see what options I get for cities. So I'm interested in the city population. So I get the population over here. London has over 8.6 million inhabitants, followed by Berlin with 3.5 million. Let's try something else. Let's say this time I'm interested in finding the nicknames of each city. I'll hit the nicknames button. So this is the nicknames column. This time around, Excel was not able to find a nickname for Budapest and Washington. So let me just remove that. That's okay. Seems like they don't have a nickname. But all the other cities, so London is known as the Big Smoke, Paris is the City of Lights and City of Love. Berlin also has two nicknames, Athens on the Spree And the parted city, it's nicknamed the parted city because of the Berlin Wall. This gives you an idea of how interesting the data types tool is in Excel. The recently introduced data types functionality in Excel is a very interesting tool. In my opinion, it elevates the status of Excel from a mere spreadsheet to an information powerhouse. Gone are the days when you have to Google for every piece of information you're looking for. You can simply get the information in real time using the data types functionality. However, please note that Excel might not be able to find all the information that you're looking for, but it does a really good job in most instances. Feel free to explore this functionality yourself.